Much more important question. Meghan, there. Is that a real baby bump, or has she strapped it on?
There's a question so explosive, so disruptive to the royal narrative, that most people either missed it or deliberately avoided it. But what if Meghan Markle never gave birth to her children at all? And no, this isn't just vague Reddit speculation. This theory comes backed by years of whispers, conflicting timelines, public statements from her own family, and a mountain of inconsistencies that even the most loyal fans are now beginning to question. If what's been quietly bubbling under the surface is true, it could unravel one of the biggest image fabrications in royal history.
When it comes to the surrogacy thing, and again, I would agree with you, Trina, preeclampsia, I think that may have been a bit of, maybe, it doesn't even make sense though, because she would probably have to be monitored for a longer period of time, and she left both of the hospitals pretty early. So I just think it's complete.
And expose a deception that implicates not just Meghan and Harry, but possibly the entire institution backing them. Start with this. Meghan's father went on record claiming she had her eggs frozen years ago, long before Prince Harry ever entered the picture. Not long after that, her brother reportedly added that Meghan underwent a hysterectomy, meaning she couldn't have naturally carried a child to term. This timeline places both events while she was still married to Trevor Engelson, years before her royal fairy tale ever began. If those details are true, they don't just poke holes in the story, they tear the entire motherhood narrative to pieces. Because if Meghan couldn't conceive or carry children by the time she met Harry, then how exactly did Archie and Lilibet come into the picture?
Meghan Markle has finally, it seems, responded to those fake pregnancy rumours on her latest Instagram post right here. But guess what? She has failed badly because there are so many things wrong with this.
And here's where it gets even messier. Keeping frozen eggs isn't cheap. Industry insiders estimate it costs around $8,000 to $9,000 per month to maintain that kind of long-term fertility storage. At that point in her life, Meghan was scraping together acting gigs, appearing sporadically on Suits, earning around $7,000 per episode, when she was even on the call sheet. Her total screen time across 108 episodes barely adds up to 138 minutes. Do the math. That income couldn't realistically sustain expensive fertility preservation for years. So if the eggs were gone, and she did in fact have a hysterectomy.
Because
weird.
She's got form for strapping on baby bumps. So what do you think as you see it? I think
there's something very wrong with that shape, in my view. I don't know. Look, I'm mesmerised, but I'm kind of. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm glad the Queen is no longer with us, because oh my Lord, how she would be.
The question isn't just did she give birth? It's could she have, even if she wanted to? Now, fast forward. 2 children, 0 transparency, and a motherhood narrative that's starting to look like it was assembled more for optics than reality. When you really examine her interactions with the children, something feels off. There are no raw, candid moments, no affectionate hugs caught in public, no maternal slip-ups or chaotic parenting scenes like every other mom in the spotlight occasionally shows. Instead, her appearances with the kids feel overly produced, stiff, performed. There's even a bizarre moment at Disneyland where photos suggest that the child seen with Meghan one day isn't the same one photographed with her the next. Same dress, different girl? Are we really witnessing stand-in children used for public outings? And then there's that clip, the moon bump video.
If she your baby mama, she gon' do that baby mama. She gon' put it on you. She gon'
A strange, now infamous clip of Meghan walking around a hospital in the middle of the pandemic, visibly pregnant, or so it seemed. But viewers immediately pointed out that her belly appeared to shift, bend, and even fold unnaturally as she moved. Slow the footage down, frame by frame, and it doesn't look like a human pregnancy. it looks like foam. Prop foam. During a time when hospitals were under strict lockdown, how did Meghan get in to film something like this?
Others may call it a nightmare story. Choose your flavour. But either way, she says, we appreciate you. Happy anniversary. Oh, who's really happy here, right, guys?
Maternity wards weren't allowing visitors, let alone video shoots. This wasn't just questionable, it was potentially against pandemic protocols. And yet, there she was, smiling for the camera, belly bouncing in ways that defy anatomy. Even in interviews, Meghan's tone shifts when asked about her children. It's not warm, not nostalgic. It's oddly detached. Her body language tightens. Her facial expressions flatten. She speaks about them the way someone might talk about a brand partnership.
I think that when it comes to Meghan being pregnant, so when it comes to Archie in particular, the surrogacy there, guys, would have been almost impossible to pull off. And the reason is that the surrogacy laws in the UK are not like they are in the United States.
Not their own flesh and blood. It's not hate driving these questions. It's observation. A noticeable absence of natural maternal instinct. No cradling gestures. No spontaneous laughter. And when she does hold a child, it's often awkward, with handlers close by, as if the entire moment is being managed like a media appearance rather than a personal moment. But this isn't just hearsay from internet sleuths. Her father is the one who publicly said she had her eggs removed. Her brother is the one who confirmed the hysterectomy. These aren't anonymous sources. They're family. And yet, no one in mainstream media has dared to touch the story. No major outlet has investigated these contradictions.
I don't think that is a real baby bump. I think
way too big. It's way too big.
and sort of too low as well.
Yes.
It's as if a gag order has been silently placed on one of the most obvious inconsistencies in modern celebrity history. So naturally, people are asking, if Meghan truly couldn't have children, then where did Archie and Lilibet come from? The mystery deepens when you look at official records. Birth certificates that were edited to add and remove royal titles, despite the fact that US law doesn't recognize such titles as part of a legal name. Allegedly, immigration officials were so confused by the inclusion of prince and princess on paperwork that they reached out to King Charles himself for clarification. That's not something that happens with a routine birth document. It suggests that something was off. So off that it triggered alarm bells at the federal level. And still, no one has provided a straight answer. Meanwhile, Prince Harry is far from a passive player in this saga. He's pushed hard for the kids to receive full HRH status, even after the Queen reportedly made it clear that those stepping away from royal duties wouldn't get such privileges. He's taken legal action to protect their titles, insisted on public recognition, and remained conspicuously silent through all of the mounting questions. A man who once claimed to despise media attention now seems obsessed with curating the perfect image, even if that image doesn't hold up under scrutiny. Why? Why go to these lengths? Why risk the inevitable backlash if the truth ever comes out? According to some insiders, the answer is simple. Power. Influence. Legacy. Children born into the monarchy carry enormous symbolic weight, even if their parents are no longer working royals.
Is it because it'll be difficult for us to see whether this alleged picture of Archie and Lily is the real Archie and Lily?
It cements Meghan's connection to the royal lineage permanently, not just through marriage, but through supposed motherhood. If she gave birth, she becomes a historical figure in royal records. If she didn't, and that truth comes out, the entire fantasy unravels. And yet the cracks are already showing. From awkward parenting videos to oddly timed controversies, the couple seems to be running a playbook straight out of a PR crisis manual. When speculation heats up, they release something distracting. Case in point, Meghan's viral twerking video, a bizarre moment of public performance, dropped right as more people began asking serious questions about the kids. It's hard not to see it as a calculated diversion, engineered to keep the narrative spinning. But this isn't just a personal scandal anymore. Meghan and Harry still hold influence, still appear on the monarchy's official website, still use royal titles in public forums. Every time they post a filtered photo with the children or deliver a polished statement about family, they're not just playing a role. They're reinforcing a brand built on public trust. And if that trust was gained under false pretenses, it's not just disingenuous, it's a betrayal. No hospital staff have come forward. No blurry paparazzi images exist of Meghan visibly pregnant in the wild. In an era where celebrities can't even go to Starbucks unnoticed, that absence speaks volumes. And every time a child looks mysteriously different in a new photo, every time Meghan avoids the topic of childbirth, the questions get louder. People are watching, analyzing, connecting dots. At some point, even the most carefully constructed illusion can't hold. What happens then? When the media can no longer protect them, when the palace is forced to address the inconsistencies, when the public finally turns from curiosity to outrage, what comes next could dwarf every royal scandal that came before it. Because this might not just be a case of bending the truth, it could be one of the most calculated image cons in modern monarchy. And if it is, then it's not just Meghan and Harry who need to answer for it, but every institution that let it happen.